What comes to mind when you think about your insurance coverage? Have you ever wondered why Sutab is not covered by insurance? Now, insurance in its essence is a safety net, a financial safeguard against unforeseen medical costs. It's the invisible hand that takes care of your bills when you're at your most vulnerable. But as it turns out, not all medical needs fall under this protective umbrella. One such case is Sutab, a drug that, despite its potential benefits, finds itself outside the coverage of most insurance policies. Why is this so? Well, the answer isn't as straightforward as you might think. The complexities of insurance coverage decisions are influenced by a multitude of factors, from cost to clinical efficacy, and even regulatory approval. Our aim in this video is to delve deeper into these complexities and shed some light on why Sutab isn't covered by your insurance. Understanding why Sutab isn't covered by insurance requires a look at how insurance companies decide what to cover. Insurance companies don't make decisions about coverage lightly, so why is Sutab left out in the cold? When insurance companies decide what to cover, they consider several factors. The cost of the drug or treatment is a major factor. If it's too expensive, it may not be covered. FDA approval is another critical factor. Insurance companies tend to cover treatments that are FDA approved, as this signifies that the treatment has been vetted for safety and effectiveness. The third factor is medical necessity. If a treatment is deemed necessary for a patient's health and well-being, it's more likely to be covered. Now let's talk about Sutab. It's quite an enigma, isn't it? Despite its potential benefits, it doesn't quite fit into these criteria. It's expensive, it's not FDA approved, and it's not always deemed medically necessary. Just because Sutab isn't covered, doesn't mean it's not useful or necessary for some patients. When it comes to insurance coverage, cost matters. But what makes Sutab so costly? The intricacies of drug pricing are complex, but it boils down to a few key factors. Research and development is one significant element, often costing pharmaceutical companies billions of dollars. There's also the factor of production, which includes manufacturing, quality control, and distribution. Sutab, like many specialty drugs, comes with a hefty price tag due to these reasons. Now let's connect this to insurance coverage. Insurance companies weigh the cost of a drug against its benefits to patients. They assess the effectiveness of the drug, the severity of the condition it treats, and the availability of other less expensive alternatives. If a drug is deemed too costly relative to its benefits, insurance might not cover it. In the case of Sutab, it seems the cost outweighs the benefits, at least in the eyes of insurance companies. FDA approval is another crucial factor in insurance coverage decisions. So where does Sutab stand in this regard? Well, Sutab, like any other drug, requires FDA approval to be covered by insurance. The FDA approval process ensures that the drug is safe and effective, providing a level of trust for both consumers and insurers. Unfortunately, Sutab lacks this crucial approval, which significantly influences its insurance coverage status. In addition to FDA approval, other factors also play a role. For instance, the concept of medical necessity is paramount in insurance decisions. If a drug is not deemed medically necessary, insurers may hesitate to cover it. Furthermore, the availability of alternative treatments can also affect coverage. If other, more cost-effective treatments exist, insurers might prefer to cover those instead. While Sutab may not be covered by insurance due to cost, lack of FDA approval, and other factors, it's important to consult with your healthcare provider for the best treatment options.